Party Hits, the all-new Wild 104.9. In studio today, Bradley Smoak. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Wonderful. You play the Pirate King.
Yes.
Pirates of Penzance, playing right now at the Opera Theater of St. Louis.
That's right.
Now, I got to tell you a couple things. First of all, Friday night I was at the performance.
Yes.
Was during, I don't know if the actors... First of all, actors, is that the proper singers? What do you prefer?
Opera singers, opera performers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because this was my first experience with opera. So
no kidding. All
I'm
right.
a newbie.
Yeah, this is a great one to
newbie.
start with. Are you kidding?
The first thing I have to ask you is,
yes.
During that performance, there were like tornadoes and earthquakes.
That's right. This was
and hurricanes. It was Friday night.
The monsoon evening.
Yeah.
Yes,
as a performer, while you guys were up there, did you guys realize there was weather going on? Because we could, in the audience at least, we could hear it slightly.
Yes. I think a couple moments we heard at one point during a softer moment in the show we heard hail on the roof, and that was a little disconcerting.
It was disconcerting because I was sitting there thinking, okay, so is it rude if we like run for our lives at this point?
Are you kidding? We'd be the first ones out there if that was the case.
Crazy.
No, it was good, and the audience stuck with it. I was really impressed with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys held in there.
We were strong, man. But it's funny because I had my phone off, obviously, and then during intermission I turned it on, and I've got like 17 missed calls from like my mom up in Wisconsin asking if I'm dead. And
weather alerts going haywire during the show.
Exactly. Have you
else.
ever been performing where there was a case where you had to stop for like weather or somebody in the audience had like a heart attack or...
No, luckily I've never had to stop a performance for that. We've had a couple times where the power went out, that sort of thing, where the performance gets halted momentarily, while the electricians make sure everything's okay, and then they restart. But nothing too bad.
Got it. So like I mentioned, Friday was my first opera. I was very embarrassed actually. I was talking to one of your marketing guys.
Yeah.
And he asked me if I've ever been to the opera before.
Okay.
And I'd said, I've been to Phantom of the Opera. And he started laughing at me, though, because Phantom of the Opera isn't an opera.
Technically, no.
Technically, it's a musical.
It's a musical, yes. But the music is very similar. It's very grand. It's a good one to start with.
Yeah.
And Pirates is a great one, sort of a crossover between opera and music theater.
Right.
It's known as an operetta, so it's a light opera.
And I got to tell you, I had no expectations going in.
Set the bar low.
Well, no, not that. Just I didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Because I'd never been, kind of exposed to this necessarily before.
Yeah.
So that leads me kind of to, obviously, growing up and getting into theater and opera, it was clear partially because you have this giant booming voice that this was something that you were gonna, possibly get into. But how did you get into it? How does a person, when you were 6, did you go, I want to be an opera singer?
No. It's funny you mentioned Phantom of the Opera because I actually did my training in musical theater, so more of the Broadway style, dance. I had a lot of dance training, all that sort of stuff, and voice was part of it, but it wasn't the main focus. And it wasn't until after school that I got into pure, classic opera and studying languages, Italian, French, German, Russian, all those sorts of things.
So how many do you speak?
I speak English.
Okay.
I don't converse in any other language. Not yet.
But you sing in all those languages.
But yes, I sing in all those. You study and make sure you get the diction right, know what you're singing, all that sort of stuff. So I can translate pretty well, but I don't converse.
So if you found yourself in Italy, you could sing your way through the
absolutely.
The gondolas
I could exactly. I could hopefully make a living.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you're from New York?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Actually. Yes.
You've worked in New York quite a bit.
Yes,
right?
I've lived in New York for a couple of years.
I checked your Wikipedia page. So.
Yes. Oh, I'm on Wikipedia.
Yeah, you are.
I'm famous.
Yeah.
I've worked in New York a little bit in regional theaters out west in Omaha, Nebraska, Maryland, North Carolina, all over the place.
So tell me how, because you do a couple shows here, like Pirates is a total of 10 shows,
10 performances,
and then. So are you on the road? I mean, do you even have a home? Are you on the road?
I do. I have a home. I have a wife. I have a new child on the way.
Oh, congratulations.
So thank you very much. We're very excited. It's a nomadic life, to say the least.
Yeah.
We have a home base just near Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And so fly in and out of there. Pretty much you can live anywhere as long as you're near an airport.
Yeah.
Right, to get to and from jobs. But it's all independent contract work.
But you're here the whole time, so for the whole run of Pirates, you stay here.
Yep, I'll be here. I think this one's a 10-week contract. It's a pretty long contract for as opera goes. Usually it's around a month.
So you get to know the cities that you're working in pretty well, though, don't you?
Definitely. Well, this is actually my 5th season with Opera Theater St. Louis. I started as a young artist here. They have a great Jardine Young Artist program where they train young singers and give us experience and get to cover the roles and really get some good training while we're here. I was a member of that for 2 years, and then kind of worked my way up the ranks, and now I'm the king.
And you stole the show on Friday night, man.
Thanks very much.
You stole the show. Some of those zingers, especially the first number, because again, didn't know what to expect. Didn't know. It's different than, like, say, other forms of entertainment that are in front of a live audience. But you were definitely playing to the audience a lot more than I expected.
Okay.
When you would get a laugh, I think it kind of jolts you.
Are you kidding? That's what I feed off of. And as performers on stage, we love that energy. And despite the storms, as you mentioned that night,
I'll tell you, the lady that was standing next to me, I thought she was having a seizure a couple times, bro. In your costume, I wasn't sure if I should say this or not.
Okay.
And because you're a serious opera singer, and he's kind of
serious,
and he's kind of a fluffy guy.
Yeah.
But in your costume, a little bit of Russell Brand. Do you ever get that? Do you ever get Russell Brand?
I have. I've gotten a little bit
not
of
so
Russell
much
Brand.
today.
No.
Not so much here right now, but as the Pirate King.
Yes, I have a little bit of Russell Brand. I think I've heard Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, obviously.
Yeah.
A little bit of Tim Curry I've gotten.
Sure,
and then the ultimate Kevin Kline.
And now that you, of course. Now that you say Captain Jack, there's a little. But it's kind of one of those things where, I mean, a pirate's a pirate. You can only pay a pirate so many different ways.
Exactly. Well, and especially the costumes that Jim Schutte gave us. I mean, they are incredible. They were all tailored for us and everything. And once you put the costume on, it's hard for a little bit of that, a little bit of that Jack Sparrow not to come out. So,
I was sitting with a friend of mine, and we were talking about what we should talk about in the interview. And she told me that. And I didn't want to make you do this because you got a show tonight, don't you?
Not tonight. No. Our next one is this coming Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. She wanted me to interview you, but have you sing all the answers. And I just was like, they're going to hate me if I do that. What do you do? Because that's a lot. I mean, and that leads to the question. You guys, there's so much stress put on your voices every night. Do you try to not speak the rest of the day? I mean, how does that...
There's a little bit of that. Yeah, there's a little bit of sort of taking it easy the day before, and we're trained to handle our voices, and we know our limitations, we know what we can do, and then luckily they've built in sort of a day off or two after each performance to recuperate and regroup. Because I mean, vocally it's pretty taxing. It's not the most taxing opera that I've done, but physically and energy-wise, it's exhausting. In a good way.
I was exhausted watching you.
Exactly.
I don't know how you guys do that night after night, man. Laurel, who didn't want to be in the interview. Laurel, come over here.
Welcome, Laurel.
Come on. Laurel is...
You're in it now.
Laurel's in it now. Laurel is a... tell them what your major was.
I'm a vocal performance major.
Awesome. Okay.
She wants to be an opera singer. So
fantastic.
What advice do you have to Laurel?
Oh, man. Well, audition as much as you can. I mean, just get your name out there.
Can she be your understudy this show?
I don't know about that.
Is it a little too late for that?
It's a little too late. I do have a great understudy this season, unfortunately.
All right.
But Opera Theater St. Louis, there are tons of companies all over the country that have these young artist programs that you can audition for and really get some experience, get your feet wet, as it were, and cover these great roles and get coachings and learn about auditioning and everything like that. It's great.
Now you two have to have a sing off.
Cool.
Ready, set, go. What other shows are you doing this season at
this season, Opera Theater, Pirates is my only show this season. They have 3 other shows, double bill of Il Tabaro and Il Pagliacci, which are 2 fantastic classic operas.
And those are like 2 shorter ones that are put together.
They're 2 one-acts. They put them together in one evening. It's a much more serious evening than Pirates of Penzance, I will say. It deals with a lot heavier motives. But it's fantastic. I mean, the cast of those are amazing. They also have
Champion, which I'm excited about. I read about that, and that looks really cool.
June 15th, opening night. It's a world world premiere. It's going to be amazing. It's an opera in jazz,
Yeah.
as they're calling it. Terrence Blanchard, the composer.
And he's the Grammy.
Fantastic. Oh, it's Grammy winning. He's
Grammy
written
winnings.
for Disney movies,
That's awesome.
amazing jazz recordings, all these sorts of things.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah.
And then where do you go next?
After this, I go to upstate New York. I have a concert coming up in August, and then Omaha, Nebraska. I head back there to do a Carmen in French, and then
In French?
yes.
Oh, you got her.
En français.
She's gonna have to come up and see you.
Oh, really?
I love Carmen.
Fantastic! Oh, are you kidding? It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So
There you go.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't going to be a jerk and try to get you to sing the whole interview, but can you give me one little something? Can you just give me like a little Brett Andrews thing? Can you just be like Brett Andrews Radio Show?
Brett Andrews Radio Show.
Boom! There's the interview. Love it. Thank you very much.